I want to send my love to the Squassabias from the Simmons here in Houston. I think I wanted to share a story when Arthur and I went skiing together at Park City. You can see the hat there. It's kind of topical, I suppose. When he was in high school and I would have been in college, and Eric was with us and Matthew was with us. And it was really fun. And, you know, as I was looking for a specific story, I guess the main item I just wanted to share, and this would be really all of my memories with Arthur, is just him laughing and smiling. He just always, again, all of my interactions with him was always so positive. And again, it was just that cousin love and that comfort you have with someone whose family, you know, even though you may not see them, you know, every couple of weeks or a schoolmate, it's still just had more comfort because you knew that you were family and that you loved each other. So we love you a whole bunch.
I had the pleasure of interacting with Arthur the weekend or the week that Kay and Jacob got married, and it was so nice. I had not seen him in forever, so it was nice to connect. And the biggest thing that I loved getting to know him, he was genuinely concerned about me and interested in my life. And later on, when I reached out to him for pictures for Grandma's calendar, he was going through some really hard times, and yet he still remembered and just asked and cared. So, love Arthur, and I look forward to getting to know him better in the future. Love you guys.
I'm just gonna miss him, and there's nothing really more to say than that. He was an amazing guy. He's an amazing friend, amazing cousin. He would light up the room with his smile, with his laugh. One of my favorite memories as a kid was we were all playing spoons, I think, and Serenity and I laugh to this day about this. But we were playing spoons, and Arthur was just such a good, genuine guy. I don't think he really had much of an ability to lie, but he was trying to cheat in this game of spoons, and instead of being real subtle about it, he brought more attention to himself. He was like, like pretending he had a stomachache or something as he was trying to take an extra spoon. It was just such a funny, good memory of ours.
I hope the action started. But what I really was thinking, you know, this is a really neat room back here. It's where we do our laundry services. Usually I order those out and get one of my roommates to do it. It's not too expensive, you know. They're pretty reasonably priced. And the clothes come back like new. Anyway, what I really wanted to talk about a little bit was my cousin Arthur. I just thought I'd share some thoughts. I have here one of the plants that was at his funeral. It was a little prettier when these were white on top, and they stuck out a little bit more. This one's trying to grow, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I had to put a little effort into making sure it stayed alive, watering it periodically, giving it some love, begging someone else to water it if I wasn't around. And what I've come to realize is that it's kind of nice to have this, to have as a reminder of my cousin who isn't here on Earth anymore. Kind of miss him every now and then. Arthur is a good guy. I remember playing video games with him a couple New Years ago. New Year's passed, and we just stayed up about as late as we could, being old men, or me being an old man. And I don't know, other times when we're just hiking and hanging out and having fun. I liked how he always seemed to be very excited and engaged in what he does. He lived life, and I think it rubbed off on me. Made me want to be better. And I miss him. Love that man. And now we'll go back to the laundry services. Or we can go back to the Poinsettia, where this, I think, is a good description of what Arthur looked like. Beautiful on the outside? Wait, no, on the inside. Wait, on the outside and the inside? Oh no, now I'm just digging my grave. You're gonna have to edit that one.
Hey, Marianne and Elle and Matthew. I just wanted to say, love you guys. It's been a hard year in many ways. I know for you guys, I can't imagine everything you've been going through and missing Arthur. But as I reflect, I just think of all the joy he brought, all the happy moments, and you know, I'm so grateful that he graced my life, graced this world, and he was a brother, and I look forward to seeing him again. And just wanted to say I love you guys, support you, and if you guys ever need anything, we're here for you. Love you.
One of the great things about our entire family, our extended family and everything, is how much we enjoy being together, spending time together, doing things together, just the love and the happiness that comes with that. And the last time that I got to spend some quality time with Arthur was at my mom and Craig's wedding. It was also when my kids got to meet a lot of my cousins who they haven't met, and Arthur being one of them. And when I told my kids of Arthur's passing, my daughter said, you know, which cousin was that? Because she met a lot of cousins for the first time that week. And I described him to her, to my kids, trying to help jog their memory a little bit. And as I talked about his grin and big smile walking into the lobby of the hotel to just play cards with, you know, all of us cousins and our kids and everybody, my daughter quickly kind of was like, oh, he had like the big smile like Aunt Jessica's, and kind of made me chuckle a little bit. But I was just so happy for a couple key reasons in that moment. One, that my kids got to meet Arthur, and the memory that they have of him was of how warm and inviting he was when he came in the room, that he brought just an increased level of joy and love to the family, and to a bunch of family he'd not ever even met. And like, that's how our family is, but that's definitely how Arthur was. And that, I love that is the memory and the experience that my kids and I got to have.
Hi guys, so Abel asked me to come here and share with you a dream I had of Arthur on the anniversary of his passing. So in my dream, we're all gathered together, the whole family was there, and So we were at this place, looked like a wedding venue or something of the sorts. Everyone was dressed up very nicely. And when we walked in, everyone started whispering to us like, hey, have you guys met Arthur's girlfriend yet? Have you seen Arthur's girlfriend? And then Marianne came really happy, very excited. And she's like, guys, have you met Arthur's fiance? You guys have to meet her. Make sure you take the time to talk to her. So we were like, ooh. And so I was at this part of the party talking to Abel, being silly. And then here comes Arthur and his girlfriend. And then I was like, ooh, I need to act, proper so she doesn't have a weird impression of us. And I remember he introduced her to us. And I remember she said her name, but I cannot remember what her name was, sorry. But I remember she was like wearing a gray dress, and I think she was brunette, and he was just so healthy and happy, and he just looked so proud of her. So we talked for a little bit, and I don't remember anything else that happened after that, but I just remember being really cool to see him so happy.
So I have a fun story about Arthur. And one of the things I love about Arthur was that he was just kind of this soft-spoken, brilliant, kind person. And so kind. And one time, he came over. I'm sure he was bringing some goodie that Aunt Marianne made. And she's like, okay, go bring this to the Robinsons. So he would bring it over, and I wasn't quite home yet, so he was just hanging out on the couch with Ross and Pierce, and they're doing homework. They're doing math homework, and Ross is trying to help Pierce, which Pierce doesn't usually need that much help with his math, but he needed help. And Ross is trying to relearn whatever concept it was. And sweet Arthur sitting on the other side of the couch, just listening and watching, and probably going crazy because it was probably pretty elementary math. I mean, for him at least. And they finish a problem and they got it wrong together, Ross and Pierce. And so Arthur's like, hey, do you want me to help? And he's like, yes, please. And so Arthur totally helped Pierce with his math homework, and he got it and understood the concept. And then he was just so gracious, and he's like, hey, I can help with math anytime. And I'm like, thank you, because I cannot. And I don't know if it was a week or two later, but it's pretty soon, that I'm in the kitchen with Brooklyn. She's like, oh my gosh, I don't understand this. And I'm like, call Arthur. And so I think she shoots him a text on my phone and just says, hey, do you have time in the next few days to help me with my math? And we just talked for a second, and he's like, yeah, I can come over right now. And he helped her with her math. So he's just the best. Just miss him and love him. I loved his spirit. And I love you guys. Guide us, Father, as we wander through the darkness on this earth. Comfort us in times of anguish through thine angels here below. When of times our faith grows weary, hold us up in ways unknown. For thou hast within thy reaching love, which aids us when we're lost. That song, God gave me words to several years ago, and I'm just grateful for God's love, and I pray that you guys feel it. There's healing in God's love. So much healing in God's love. When we don't have answers to a lot of other things, we can just feel that. Love you guys.
And my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. And say my soul.